Hi, it's Gracie again. Welcome back. I hope you had a good week. I am still in India, still on retreat, and hopefully having a good time. I'm recording these videos before I leave, so my hope is that it's as wonderful as it was last year. Probably in some sort of like massage treatment or staring off at the beautiful expanse of palm trees around me. And last week, we talked about integrating masculine and feminine as part of reimagining the heroine's journey, and this last step that we need to take to really feel like we've connected to ourselves in our feminine energy. And this is the end of a long journey, and I know a lot of you who are watching this have done a lot of work on yourself, and it's that feeling of needing that work to really come together and feeling like all these pieces of self-development and career and family, that they're coming together into a life that really feels like yours. And that's the intention behind my business, Beautiful Life Self-Care, is that it has to feel whole and it has to feel like you. And it's when that integrity happens that you start to find purpose. I found it in myself. I see it in my clients all the time. I think self-care is the path for that. So last week I talked about the importance of integration and going on retreat. If you missed that, then you can go to my blog and you'll see the post from last week. This is poncho. And for this week, I wanted to talk about integrating masculine energy and what that means. Next week, we'll talk about integrating the feminine energy. And so a couple weeks ago, I talked about a little pushback I got from a male reader who I was talking about masculine energy kind of being listening to this power energy from outside of you and maybe not trusting your own intuition. And he wrote me back being like, I don't experience it in that way. I feel like my power and my masculine energy comes from inside of me. It's really strong. And I realized that what I was doing was I was talking about toxic masculine energy, which is dominance and taking advantage of situations for your own gain and exploiting resources and not caring, of being insensitive to the world around you in order to benefit in some way. So it's that very selfish reaction. And then looking at like what's healthy masculine energy though, because if we're going to integrate, we have to integrate both of those. And the healthy masculine energy that I understand, and again, this is just the doorway to the conversation, but it's being able to guide and being able to protect, having like a linear focus. So being able to be like, okay, this is the beginning, the middle, and the end, and how are we going to get to the end result that we need? Having masculine energy in business or organization is essential. The feminine just wants to connect and hang out and, feel beautiful. And that's a really important thing too. And that's why we always want a balance of masculine and feminine. One is not better than the other. One is not more tied to men or women. It's just how they express in your life. And that's why self-care journey is a personal journey. And so the masculine energy is like when it's in healthy a proportion in your life, and we're really tapping into the healthy, we have routines, and we have a sense of safety in ourselves. We have a sense of being able to protect ourselves and others. I see so much suffering coming out of a place of not feeling safe in ourselves. And that might be because we've experienced past traumas and we're not sure if we can protect ourselves again. That might be because the world just seems like a scary place, or that might be because we don't trust ourselves. I think that's been my big journey, is learning how much I didn't trust myself and really having to like establish that trust. I think the biggest recommendation I make for integrating masculine energy is to set up routines in your life around your own self-care. We're all so busy right now, and to squeeze in anything extra, including self-care, even if we know we really need it, is just going to feel overwhelming. And so to have to figure that out every day of like, okay, how am I going to exercise today? It's so overwhelming. So I don't want you to add anything else on. Instead, what I want for us all to do is to set up a few routines, and I believe in daily routines. So a few things that you do every day, especially in the morning, in order to make you feel cared for physically, mentally, and spiritually. And that can be a little meditation, a few stretches, and just some time to sit and drink a cup of tea. Like, I think that's a great morning routine right there. And that can take you really, honestly, 15 minutes, 5 minutes of stretching, 5 minutes of meditation, and 5 minutes, maybe a little longer, to drink your tea. And just to get centered in yourself before you leave. Having a bedtime routine is nice. So an hour before bed where you turn down the lights and where you're not looking at a screen, and maybe reading a book or spending some time talking to your partner. Weekly routines are great too. There are a few things I do once a week. I look at my finances once a week and really make sure all of that's feeling good. I take some time to go into nature once a week and go to one of the parks around Washington, D.C. that are beautiful with Poncho. And it doesn't matter what it is. It's just something that makes you feel cared for. And it's like having that routine, practicing it, making it a habit is how we start to feel safe in ourselves. When people started taking Self-Care 101, they started to say, like, I feel safer in my life. And I realized that what we all feel is too much freedom right now, is that we don't have routines. We're not tied to our extended families. We don't have these like binding safeguards that maybe feel suffocating when we don't have options, but we've kind of gone in the other extreme. And so by tuning into your own self-care, by setting routines, you're setting up that healthy masculine energy of like, I'm protecting you, I'm caring for you, we're going to reach beginning, middle, and end, and like, I'm not negotiable. And I do believe in like a 70-30 split. So like do it 70% of the time, 30% of the time chill out, relax, go on vacation, have a weekend. Don't get too uptight about it, because then you'll stop doing it. So see if that works for you. Like if you're integrating the masculine, is to really give yourself that healthy masculine energy. Let there be space for the toxic masculine. We all have that really selfish part of us that just wants to like take the biggest piece for ourselves, and like, who cares about everybody else? And that's, you don't have to be ashamed of that. We all have that, but it's the more we can recognize it and see like, if I follow toxic energy, it actually does not get me what I want. So we can begin to just debunk that, focus on the healthy masculine, and begin to integrate that part of ourselves. Okay, so next week we have our final video before I get back from India, and it's on integrating the feminine. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to record it right after I hit stop here, but you'll get it a week later. So have a wonderful week. Set up a few routines for yourself, and I will look forward to checking in soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.